Son of a... Welcome to this issue of Mad Murphy, where I take a few topics that are pissing me off and simply rant about them. I'm in no way an expert on any of these topics. These are simply my opinions based off what I've seen, heard, and read. And if anything I say angers you, just get over it. If you wish to make a counterpoint on any of these topics, please feel free to email me with the WHP contact form at wellhey.com/contact, or simply add a comment to this video. I will not and absolutely refuse to address any idiot who wants to start a screaming match with me by starting off, including, or ending with insults. These are just my opinions, just as you are entitled to yours. So if you want my respect and have a mature debate, then you may want to start off with some respect as well. You ready? Let's dive right in. I've been waiting to get to this one. This is probably one of my favorite topics to rant about because it's the one topic that 100% of us can relate to. 50 of us are the bullies, while the other 50% are bullied. Actually, those stats are not accurate at all. It's more like an 80-20 split, maybe even a 90-10. Shocking, huh? It's even more shocking when I reveal that the 10% are bullies and the 90% are bullied. I'm not kidding. There are way more people getting bullied than there are bullies. And the sad thing is that most of those who are bullied say they feel helpless and alone. That is the power of a bully. They have the uncanny knack of exploiting all of your insecurities. Their brand of torture can come in various different ways. Could be physical, could be mental, could be emotional, could be indirectly, directly, overtly, subconsciously. They have many different weapons, and we all need to know how to disarm them and fight back. I say we because I was once bullied, viciously as well. If you haven't listened to my Storytime with Murphy Genesis, then I'll fill you in. I was bullied by not only kids in my class, but by teachers and administration, some of which were of the cloth. Now, I've gotten a lot of comments hoping that I'm okay and that I'm very, very brave for coming forward, when the truth really is, being bullied by so many when I was a child has made me the strong individual that I am today. Because I was bullied for my differences, I am extremely tolerant of others. Because I was bullied for my beliefs, I am extremely understanding of others' viewpoints. But of course, there were some side effects. Because I was bullied as often as I was, I have a pent-up wrath that Hades himself would say, "Whoa there, guy, you need to chill." I do not look at myself as a victim anymore. Oh sure, I used to say, "Woe is me, I was picked on as a kid, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo." But then I grew up, spun it around so I could draw some strength from it, and now I'm a bully-busting asshole. And I can tell each and every one of you how to stand up to a bully for 3 easy payments of $99.90. Wait, whoa. Did I really write that down? I was going to charge you folks for this. Christ. I must have had a foul morning when I wrote this. Fuck. Okay, lessons free, because no one should have to go through any of this shit. Step 1. If you're being bullied, and I mean really being bullied, I'm not talking about you and your friends making fun of each other that you can dish it out but you can't fucking take it. You need to just grow a fucking spine if you think that is being bullied. But if you're actually being bullied, you need to stand up to them. It's the hardest step, I swear. Because when you stand up to a bully, they are going to automatically see that as a challenge. They're going to see it as they need to bully you harder. And it will get worse. But if you do stand up to them, then everything else is downhill from there. Step 2. Stand your ground. Like I said in step 1, it won't be easy. And the first time you stand up, it's gonna be brutal. But if you stand your ground, they will quickly realize that you are done putting up with their shit. And 9 times out of 10, the bully will simply move on. Step 3. This is optional. Make it public. If you have access to a public outlet where many can see what you've been through, use it. There are literally millions of people out there that are bullied, and your strength can be their strength. Let people know how you were bullied and how you overcame it. It will help more people than you could possibly imagine. Step 4. Defend the ALAMO. Once you make it public, there is a chance that the bully will see what you have posted. If that's the case, refer back to Step 2 and stand your ground. They may retaliate. If they do, it will not be nearly as bad as the first fight, because a shitload of their wind will no longer be in their sails, and sometimes it will be even quite laughable. Now, I'd like to give you an example of how I dealt with bullies in recent. No, I'm not going to give out names, but in the community I reside in, this tale of bully decimation is well known. So if anyone else wants to clue everyone else in, go right ahead. About a year ago, I knew this one individual when I was fairly unknown. I traded Skype information with this someone who said they were very well known within the community and immediately thought, cool, networking. The months went by and I never talked to this kid. Never. I was in a live stream once after I started making tracks and climbing the ladder fairly quickly, but it was a let's play of a video game and I felt more like a fifth wheel with the remainder of the group being his posse. Imagine someone playing a video game you have no interest in and all of their yes men agreeing with everything he says. It was fucking embarrassing. Fast forward a few more weeks. I'm now getting spam from said individual saying, watch my video! That's all I ever hear from this person. Never a hi or a hello or a hey, what's new with you? Just spam, 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 spam. So, just like anyone else getting spam, I block it, or rather, blocked him. There was no more point in having this person on my contact list. One day later, I was informed from one of my close friends that said individual had some choice descriptive words for me. I had an inkling why, but I wanted this kid to simply come out and admit why he now thought the way he did. So I unblocked him just to confront him. And he hid. He went, do not disturb.
Aw, shit, why you play like that, baby?
I contacted some other folks that still talk to this kid and asked them very nicely if they could please let this person know that I was looking for him. The kid finally responded with an innocent, what's up? Everyone said you wanted to see me.
Oh, this gonna be good.
I asked him about what he said and why he said it. My suspicions were square on. I was being called names for blocking him. I questioned him further about what makes me such a bad person for what I did. He could not give me a definite answer. What he did do was throw several other individuals, all of which had nothing to do with this conversation, under the bus. Not since Lord Farquaad have I seen such valiant sacrifice. I stood my ground and leaned on him. Nothing about what I had done makes me a bad person. I simply did not want to be bothered by his spam. And after a few more volleys back and forth about how he hates drama that he surprisingly gets himself into, he did the unthinkable. He brought my son into the fray. Not a smart move, Sonny Jim. Not a smart move at all. I let him know that if he ever mentioned my boy again, that he would wish that he was never born. And then I ended the conversation. I proceeded to copy and paste the entire transcript of the conversation that I had with this kid on Tumblr with the title, Everyone Needs to Know Who This Kid Really Is. And it got very positive feedback. We now played the waiting game. About 30 minutes later, he came crawling back, begging to apologize, which I never accepted. He proceeded to dig himself deeper and deeper by passing the blame onto others, blaming his behavior because his brother was in the hospital, another friend committed suicide, yada, 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 yada. I wouldn't have any of it and told him that if he didn't want any of this drama to continue, just to simply walk away from this fight, because at this point, there is no way that he could win. Nope. He had to prove something to me. And what he proved was that he was a grade A idiot. Deeper and deeper he went into the rabbit hole until he could no longer see the sunlight. And before he knew it, I was tossing the dirt back in the hole to fill it up. There were a few more minor details. Apparently, I started a war, which I thought was very productive for a lazy Sunday afternoon, and that I would be so sorry for everything that I had ever done to him, none of which came to fruition, and I hadn't heard from him until Several weeks ago, a new friend of mine who was going through a bit of a rough patch used the vast power of YouTube to ask for some help. The very same kid from before began making it very difficult for this other guy for some unknown reason, other than he loves to watch the world burn. So, new friend approaches me because he heard how I handled this kid, and I told him exactly what I went over earlier. You need to confront him, then stand your ground. Make sure you use a communication device where you can log all of your conversations with him, and you will be able to bust him in a few short days. My friend was a bit reluctant, but I told him to trust me. This bully likes to play a very specific game, and honestly, he plays it very, very poorly. Sure enough, within 2 to 3 days, my friend managed to get this bully to leave him alone and got him kicked out of a group chat because of it. Will I ever hear from this bully again? Maybe. I'm not holding my breath for a rematch, if that's what you mean. I could care less. I have more important things to think about and to do with my life than to wait for some idiot to try to disrupt my life. And that's the last step. Step 5. Move on. Once the battle is over and you've come out victorious, just drop all that revenge and vengeance that you holstered for so long and get on with your life. You do not want to end up like Inigo Montoya at the end of Princess Bride. I've been in the revenge business for so long. Now that it's over, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life. Sad to say, you cannot become the next Dread Pirate Roberts, but you can become a role model for others to lean on when they first run into trouble with their own six-fingered men. If you stuck around this long, I want to thank you for letting me air out my grievances, and believe me, I got lots of them, so I'll just close out with the usual. It doesn't matter what your religion is. I think we can all believe that treat others as you wish to be treated is a pretty decent rule to live by. So why don't we just stop all the fighting and treat each other the way we'd like to be treated? You can never have too much of a good thing. Unless it's beer, then drink responsibly. I look at all of my friends and fans as younger brothers and sisters. I'm not yelling simply to yell. I just don't want you to go make the same mistakes that I have made. So if I go off on you individually, it's because I see you are about to hit that point where you're going to turn into me. And we cannot have any more Murphys. The world can barely tolerate one. If you missed any of this Mad Murphy issue, the transcript will be posted on WellHey.com, so stop on by and enjoy the insanity. If you have a suggestion for a topic that you'd like to hear my opinion about, you can let me know in the comments or at wellhey.com/contact. And as always, you can catch me and say hi on Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr, and, of course, YouTube. This is Murphy 1976 of WellHey Productions, where we bring you colorful insanity to your drab, uneventful lives.